Mr. Speaker, I rise to speak on the motion by Honourable V.M. Pillay. First, Mr. Speaker, I wish to convey my appreciation and commend the work of the Chairman and members of the Standing Committee on Social Affairs in reviewing the reports of the Ministry of Local Government. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Local Government is mandated under the Local Government Act 1972 and the National Fire Services Act 1994 to administer and regulate all municipal councils in Fiji and provide oversight to the National Fire Authority. Mr. Speaker, I have always emphasized my government's intent to modernize the nation's laws, some of which had not been updated since the colonial era, to improve the efficiency and effectiveness of the delivery of government services in the 21st century. The ongoing review of the Town and Country Planning Act demonstrates my government's commitment to ensure that we make space for more modern and sophisticated development planning. Past governments in Fiji used to go about urban development as if they all die the next day, as if roads would never needed to be widened, water pipes would never needed to be replaced, and buildings would never need to be taller than palm trees. We don't work that way. My government considers and plans for development over decades. We work towards a long-term vision that accommodates for future needs before they become urgent. Life or death matters. And I commend the Ministry of Local Government for applying a lens of strategic innovation to the policies that are relevant to town and residential planning. The issues identified by the Standing Committee on Social Affairs are currently being addressed by the respective ministries. Working towards a goal requires effective collaboration and planning, Mr. Speaker, and I welcome the work of the Ministry of Local Government and the 13 municipal councils in expediting blocks rezoning, building and subdivision in locations with growing populations. Mr. Speaker, before she abandoned her parliamentary post, I recall Linda Tambue speaking of, and I'm quoting her directly here, the explosion of informal settlements in our cities and towns around the country under this government, unquote. That is a lie, and there's no surprise, Mr. Speaker. Linda has never been a leader and has always been decisionist. She lied when she stood in this chamber, and she continues to do so ever since she ran out on her voters. The truth is that the explosion in informal settlements happened during the mass expiry of land leases among farmers during the SDL government. That is part of the mess they left that we are cleaning up. Mr. Speaker, my government doesn't create problems. We solve them. We are the government that is regularizing squatters in informal settlements to grant them the dignity and stability of secure tenure, where we can. And we are the government that is creating solutions to the long-standing rural to urban drift and the corresponding need for a wider scope of development in peri-urban, rural, and maritime areas. That work is twofold, Mr. Speaker. We must ensure our towns and cities can reliably serve their residents, and we must ensure that services are readily available in rural and maritime areas in Fiji, so that people who want to stay where they live can do so. The revised Act will address how we plan for the expansion of our towns and cities, and generally a more equitable Fiji. Mr. Speaker, I encourage the Ministry to continue implementing the initiatives under the ambit, and I reaffirm my government's support and commitment to deliver its strategic priorities, supported by budgetary initiatives. Based on these comments, Mr. Speaker, and those remarks, I support the motion. Thank you.